Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Bedrock Survival Let's Play. I believe this is episode 19? I don't know. Yeah, so last episode we defeated the Ender Dragon and went and explored the End and the End Islands to get this wonderful elytra and a whole lot of these shulker shells, which I've already deployed in the form of shulker boxes. I think we need to clean this out at some point. No, definitely. So, yeah, I did a thing. Pure profits is what I'm looking at right here. I also now have a full set of diamond tools, enchanted diamond tools. A really good axe, which already has mending on it. Nice. I need to put mending on this so it'll last forever. Some would say that's a waste of a diamond hoe, but I wouldn't say that, because that'll last forever and I don't have to worry about hitting anything with the pickaxe next Wandering Trader and accidentally breaking things. Come here. I could, but I've already bought one of those. What are they called? Propagules. Mangrove propagules. I already have one, because one spawned earlier. I don't know why I forgot. Anywho, if you guys remember an episode, hopefully do you remember, this series is going to be daily. Woo, daily episodes, yay! They may not be exactly the highest quality that they possibly could be, but I am one person. I do not have a team or staff behind this. This is entirely me. So, yeah. There is that. What did I come in here for again? Oh. The farming villagers that are down here will be staying down here. These guys, on the other hand, maybe the mending guy can stay, because I know I can get a better mending price. Nah, I'll take him, because yeah, I need mending at least guaranteed. The prot one guy can. I might lava this guy, because going this route caused me so much more pain. You, sir, might have the death penalty. But yeah, I showed you guys my personal single-player survival world, that long-term world that I've had for many, 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 many years. And basically, I have a few options. I could move the breeder way over there, or over there. It doesn't matter. But I could move the breeder and wall the village in over there and reuse it, or I could build my own village. I probably will just build my own village. It's probably what I'm gonna do, because I have a lot of space. Like, if I would actually like to put it over here. Flatten this out a bit and put it over here. That way it's kind of closer and not so far. Because granted, I have an elytra. I don't have that many rockets, and I don't have a good way of getting gunpowder. I wish they'd make it to where make a villager trade, a gunpowder trade, basically. And also, I'm probably gonna get rid of this wheat farm, or at least a portion of it, so I can put a path through to get over to that side. Because why wouldn't I do that? It's kind of a pain having to worry about trampling the wheat when going through there. Get rid of that. Cow farm needs a more official spot at some point. But yeah, oh yeah, I remember why I'm going over here. Durr. Bad memory. I'm not even all that tired. That's the thing. It's weird. But yeah, so I basically had the foresight because I know I want to use stone bricks to start smelting basically a bunch of stone. Also, let's hop in here for a minute. Let's do this for the first time. Is there anything in there? No. Short term, I guess, was... I guess I didn't really... I just added it to even out the look of the wall, but I really didn't have any plans for it. Road is ongoing. Trading hall is done. That is turning into a trading village. The Mega Beacon. Yes. That is our next goal after the Ender Dragon. Ender Dragon is slayed. But yeah, I basically want to fight the weather a bunch of times in one go. Like, I need 6 beacons for a Mega Beacon. And I want to have a few beacons kicking around for, obviously, a mining beacon. I want to use Deep Slate at some point, so I'm going to need one down at... I suppose I could just put the Mega Beacon down at Bedrock. If you don't know how beacons work, the effect isn't based... I'm actually not so sure if that's true anymore. But basically how I think beacons work is, in this edition of the game, the effects are based off the beam rather than the base. I'm not so sure if that's so true, if that's still true. I know it was at one point. I hope it is. But I could just put that at bed. Nah. It'd look better if it's on the surface. But yeah, so we have 4 spots here. Let's just boop, boop, boop. Let's see what we got. Netherite tools. Let's get rid of that one because that one's kind of already on. Overworld End. Let's. The weather's already a goal, so I'll put that in there, and we can draw it again. So let's take another out of quality of life and another out of midterm. So, you see, that up there could be converted into a mob farm with fairly little effort, which I plan on doing anyway, so... And auto smelting hall, sure. So these 2 are quality of life, and I'm pretty sure those are midterm projects. Possibly. So I do need this because I don't like this auto smelter just being... It's not the prettiest looking contraption. So that's definitely something we need to do at some point. Netherite tools, that is certainly the next logical step. Mob farm, I don't really like having that on there because that's already kind of the plan anyway. And Overworld End is going to be a massive pain. But it was one of these ideas I came up with months and months and months ago. So I guess we have a biome conversion project that I'm not sure where I'm going to put it anymore because the candidate for that was the desert after I mined all the sand. And that desert's kind of gone now, so... That's kind of a tricky situation to be in, isn't it? Well, I'm just waffling on now. But we need to get a few stacks of these going. I think 4 stacks ought to do it. This might be a bit overboard. Yeah, it might be just the tiniest bit overboard. but it's always better to have too much of supplies than to have too little. Oh, oh, yeah. I also did some off-camera work connecting the Yeah, here I'll just show you guys real fast. This video is probably going to be 40 plus minutes. Which I'm sorry about the random lengths, but yeah, so this basically, I moved the portal up to the ceiling because I have plans for this. Well, that much is should be obvious, but basically my plan is there's a that's random. There is a ice spikes biome in the mountains. So I've got a silk touch pick. I just need to throw mending on it, and then that'll be good to go. This goes down to that bastion that was on the other side of the portal, which convenient use for sand, by the way. But yeah, that goes to the stronghold. But I'm basically gonna make this an ice boat pathway because that is conceivably the fastest way to travel. And I'm not gonna use blue ice. That is hella expensive, so it's just gonna be packed ice. But yeah, so we have a good way to get to a portion of the world that is a major pain to get to and a major pain to get back from. That's mainly because I'm still new to that location. Like, if I flew there a few times and back, I would eventually get, oh, I need to fly that direction to get to the portal, but yeah. Also doesn't help I haven't actually written that down in my notes, and I don't have the coordinates here written down. In fact, when I was flying back, I actually had to, come here, I want a conduit, so you're going to give me that. Thank you, sir. But yeah, when I was flying back from the stronghold, I actually, because I put a bed down there in case we died, I actually had to pull up one of the previous episodes just to get the coordinates for home. Because I flew to 00, and 00 is nowhere near here. That's just a habit I got from my current single player worlds. Is my main base is pretty much 00 on both of them. Or it's close enough to 00 that if you're at 00, you can see them. And that, not true here. 00 is so far away that, yeah, as you can see, quite a ways away. I need a project bed. Crafting table. Excuse me. But yeah, generally you choose a flatter piece of land for this than what I have chosen. I'm actually going to pull the coordinates page out of the binder I keep it in. Because that was a good idea, but my desk has so little space on it. Not saying I'm a messy person, which I totally am, by the way. I don't know why I'm hand gesturing. There's no camera. That's weird. But I am wow, that one clip actually, the broke clip actually works. Surprise, surprise. Oh, wait. Oh no, that's my long-term survival world coordinate sheet. I mistook it as like, oh wait, maybe I did write some coordinates down for stuff, but I have this random piece of paper which I have coordinates on, and then the actual paper. If you're confused, so am I. Yeah, I'm going to get that sorted at some point so I have something to keep track of the coordinates. I've also noted that, or have in my, here's a thought. If you find something like, say you're caving and find a spawner, I recommend having a separate page, close to the first page, of whatever you keep your coordinates down on, or in, like, say you're using a notebook. I would recommend having I love this axe. Wood chopping used to be so much of a pain. Now it's just smooth. But back to what I was saying. If you're taking down coordinates of important places in your world, like established places, like, say, this, or the villager breeder over there, or your main trading village, which is what I'm in the process of building here. But yeah, I would keep those separate, the coordinates at the start, separate from interesting points of interest, or POIs. Like, say you found a spawner while you're caving, I would note that down on a separate piece of paper, a separate page. Note at the top what world it is, but keep it separate from your main coordinates, because it's just better. It's more best practices. It keeps it organized, you know. So that if you're looking to get coordinates for something at a quick glance, you don't get wrong coordinates, which is not fun. It sucks. It's not great, but give me sapling. Give me sapling. Oh crap. If that had been deeper, that would have been really bad. There's a wolf. Tempted to tame it, but I don't really need more dogs. I could always breed mine if I wanted more, but I don't really, so sorry, wolf. I have decided that I have enough pets. I really need to build them a house at some point. That was a plan at some point. No. The plan was to give them my house when I eventually build mine, which is, spoiler alert, on a piece of paper in the quality of life dispenser or dropper. Oh, really? Rain? But yeah, it's on a piece of paper in the quality of life dispenser. I'm honestly disappointed that that's not one of the ones that got dropped out. But yeah, basically how that works is if I get an idea, I write it down on a piece of paper to remember it. Then next time I'm in the world, I don't really want I don't want that. I'm good for now. But I write it down on a piece of paper, so next time I'm in the world, I write it down on a piece of paper in-game and put it in one of the dispensers. So my projects aren't decided by me. Well, they kind of are, but they're decided on ahead of time, but at the time I will do them is entirely random. Does that make any sense? This is one of those things where I said what I said before I thought about it. I'm sure what I just said makes sense to somebody. But yeah, so now comes the fun part of leveling this out, which actually is... Yeah, I enchanted this shovel. That's why it's so fast. Whee! This is much less of a pain than when I was flattening the area out for the enchanting tower, which I am actually going to spruce up at some point because that's just really plain. I liked it at the time, not so much now. It's like a lot of things in life, really. Like, oh, here's one for example. Yeah, sure. That's a funny one. So I was going somewhere one day when I heard this commercial for a peanut butter whiskey. and I like peanut butter, and want to try whiskey, so I got a thing of it. Screwball. And first time I tried it, it was pretty good. I liked it. This was back 4th of July, actually. I remember. I'm glad I remember 4th of July. A friend of mine doesn't remember 4th of July. But that's what happens when you drink a whole bottle of Jim Beam pretty much in an hour. Oh my god, that was a fun day. So we have this recipe called cowboy beans. And it's a really good kind of mix of beans, ham, or not ham, bacon, barbecue sauce. It's the most similar thing. I'm not gonna give you guys the recipe. I'm sorry. I'm not intentionally being an ass, but it is kind of a secret family recipe, or not even my family recipe. I just know how to make it through trial and error. But basically, the closest thing you're gonna get is if you took and bought a thing of pinto beans. Trying to think of all the beans that go into this. It's been a minute. Off the top of my head. Basically, you'd have to buy a thing of pinto beans, 2 cans of pinto beans, 2 cans of chickpeas, 2 cans of light kidney beans, 2 cans of dark kidney beans. And basically, you'd have to take those and make barbecued beans. Throw in hamburger, bacon, and yeah. That's basically the ingredients. I'm not sure if I've entirely given away. I haven't said any amounts to add, so I think I'm good. But basically, those are your ingredients, and it's very similar to barbecued beans. And it's extremely good. But basically, my friend basically had so much, or was drunk to the point of his brother was helping him to his seat, and he gets back up and basically almost puts a plate of cowboy beans right on his brother on accident. It was great. So yeah, I'm glad I have a few stories to tell while I'm basically doing mindlessness activities. Doing mindless work. Hopefully that was somewhat entertaining. I know I'll probably remember that day for years to come. Oh. So basically, when I get a valley like this, the thing I like to do is place torches in it and just cover it up. It is getting dark, right? Yeah. Hard to tell sometimes when it's raining, and it seems like it feels like it rains less in Bedrock than it used to. I don't know if that's actually a thing or just... Ooh, cave sound. Spooky. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or just me misremembering it. I don't know. But, yeah, my inclination for when I come across areas like this is to just place torches in the valley and cover it up. Because I want a fairly flat area for this village. I might not cover the whole thing up, just like say come down to here, or here, better yet, and start from this layer, because you don't want a completely flat village. Although that works, It'll look better if you do have some gradients in the terrain, just not a lot, because that makes it fairly difficult to build. You can add your features after the fact, after you've got a few buildings built. But yeah, this is basically my start to building my Emerald Enterprises. Granted, I don't need enough to build a Emerald Tower like Luke the Notable. Which, as of this video coming out, will probably be out in a week or so. A week to a week and a half. Because I've got 4 videos already recorded. I just need to edit them and then send them out next week as of recording this. So, yeah. 3,000 days soon. I'm looking forward to that myself, as I've followed the series myself since 2019. Looking forward to where Luke takes it. Have I been in this cave? Yes. Yeah, needless to say, I don't think there's a cave near here that I probably haven't been in at some point. Oh yeah, I was going to start from the layer below. Ah! Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. They'll grow back, I suppose. Because it's about to get really dark in there. Yeah, I basically just want to make this valley not a valley anymore. Or not so much of one anyway. But yeah, I'm going to basically build the center of it and then work out, or the center, quote unquote center of the village, and work out from there. And for that, I need a nice big empty space. But I'm going to do that first. I'm not really planning ahead to have districts or anything. But I at least want the street layout first. Or the beginnings of the street layout. Because it'll definitely change over time. But yeah, I need that. I need to get the buildings built before I can wall it and then start moving villagers in. Because it is an extreme pain if you don't do it in that order. This will be my first time doing it for all my current villagers. Well, not all. So like I said, some of them I will be leaving down there, like the carrot guys. Because they're not really useful for anything except their golden carrot trades, which that in itself is kind of useful, but I probably will just start buying my food at some point. The whole point of me building this village is to use it to get rich. But yeah, basically I like to go with potato farming. That is a recent-ish preference. If you followed my channel, you may have seen the discontinued Java Let's Play. Crap, what one was it? I don't remember, and I'm not going to open Edge up because I have tabs open in Edge. That would basically run my computer out of RAM at the moment. So I don't want to run it out of RAM because I don't want to crash OBS. That would be very bad because I use .mp4 to record in, and that's an extreme pain to uncorrupt. So because I'm doing minimal editing, I probably won't put the series overlaid in. Actually, yeah, I use Opera when I'm recording. Hang on. My Opera tab should be open to my channel. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. That would be Minecraft Survival Season 2. Very creative name. They got 3 episodes before I was like, I'm done with this. Actually, more than that because I started live streaming it, but then stuff in life happened and I quit for a while. My last stream was 3 months ago, which was my last anything on YouTube. Also, I had to announce the departure of the Exploring 1.19 series, which that was a really good run. It not only did fairly okay, well, for my standards, okay, it had consistent viewers or consistent views across it, which is rare for my channel. And I actually enjoyed it. It was the actual first video on my channel of me actually killing the Ender Dragon. Even though it wasn't just me that time, I had help. Even though my help kept dying, I did indeed have help. I was incredibly nervous for it. But my biggest mistake with that world, I can say after the fact now, was... Oh, I'm out of dirt. I made a big mistake with just giving the okay on... I might actually take this down another layer. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. One of my key mistakes on that, if you watched it, or watch it after this, which I can't really recommend you do. I'm not sure how good the entertainment value is of it. That's sad saying is how I'm the one that made it, but I haven't rewatched it recently, so I don't really remember it, even though it was a really recent series, technically. But let me think. Where was I going with this? I don't remember. But yeah, I could actually recommend you go watch it because we did things, and the plan after the Ender Dragon was to... I remember that part of it. The plan after the dragon was to go to the ancient city and loot it, and show some strategies on how to do that. Because at the time, I didn't know if too many people had... I'm just going to give this away. I didn't know if too many people had figured out that the best thing to do was take an elytra into it and just get rid of the shriekers, and if the warden spawns, just elytra away. That's basically the strategy. And I didn't say it in the series because I wanted to demonstrate it rather than just verbally say it, but I think people have figured it out, so I'm just going to say it. The elytra is the best way to get away from the warden. If you're good at using an elytra, yeah. If you're not, there's a high chance you will probably kinetic energy yourself, which thankfully in my encounters with the warden I've never done, even though I've only encountered him a few times. Though I do know a very easy way to kill him on Java. Or at least it worked in the... I need to empty my inventory. It worked in the pre-releases and snapshots. I'm not sure if it'll work now. But basically what you do is you bottleneck the warden. That's the easy part. You bottleneck him. And then you have your friend run up and hit on him while he's aggroed at you. In my experience, that is the best way to deal with him if you want to kill him. And then if you want to kill the warden, you have your friend aggro him, get him stuck in the bottleneck, and then you go up and hit him. But while you've got the warden aggroed, you want to be at least 20 to 25 blocks away. That way you cannot sonic boom you. And you also want to have him. You also want to be in an area where you can hit him with an arrow every now and again, That way you can keep his aggro pulled, because if not, your friend will die. Yeah. And then there's also just outranging him. That's another thing you can do. But I've basically seen all manner of chaos in ancient cities. Because an example of one of the perils that we had was we would spawn a warden, get away to a spot, and I had this one tower I kept going to because I thought it was safe. And for the most part it was. I didn't know, however, that there were shriekers in a small little alcove of a cave. Not above it, but kind of diagonally above it. And it spawned a warden up there, and I got a surprise. I got sonic boomed. It didn't help that the tower I was in didn't really have a floor because I was at the top of it. But basically, I learned to pay more attention to the surroundings when in an ancient city, as if that really needed to be said. But hopefully some of my perils in storytelling help someone. The best way to learn it, though, is to experience it yourself. Also, let's talk about something else here whilst I'm doing this. Swift Sneak. I'm not really sure about the community consensus. I'm assuming it's well liked. I like it to a degree. I think it's really useful for really, if they put that in the skyblock loot chest on Bedrock, ooh, you can really speed bridge now and not worry about falling off. But when I say skyblock, I meant Sky Wars. But anywho, I'm assuming it's well liked. I like it for the purposes of looting the ancient city. I think it's useful for that. Outside of that, I don't really have much of a use for it, because for me it moves me too fast to be able to use it reliably, especially on Java where you have to hold down shift. Well, you don't have to anymore. They got toggle shift now, but I actually have a auto hotkey macro set up for it, where I press a button and it holds down shift for me as to use the toggle option that's actually in the game. I do that because there's times where here's an example. If you got toggle sneak on and you want to swim down in the water and you tap shift to go down just a tiny little bit, it toggles sneak on underwater, which in my opinion isn't great. They didn't do that one too great. That's my sentiments on that one. But yeah, so I have a macro for it instead of having to use the toggle, because then if I need to swim down a little bit, I just, in my case it's control. I hit control to just swim down a little bit and I'm on my merry way. And then I hit another key for the crouch or the toggle. If that makes sense to anyone, good. Also, I had a massive pain. It was a massive pain to find a script that would work for that. It was not great. But anyway, I sorted it out. And it may have taken a while and may have had a few bugs at points. But I did figure it out eventually, even though I don't really use it that much because I don't play Java that much because my computer is good, but not that great for my long-term world. It lags quite a bit. So I don't play Java as much as I used to. And I played Java pretty much exclusively for the longest period of time because of Bedrock. Had some pretty not great bugs at a certain point. So, yeah. Also, there are a few things that Java has up on Bedrock. One, the stability of it's pretty impeccable. Get out of here. Yeah, Java's pretty much a rock when it comes to stability. At least compared to Bedrock. Don't get me wrong, Java has its bugs, but it's a lot more stable than Bedrock is, especially after major updates. Because you don't know what they're going to break with a major update in Bedrock. Yeah. That's nice. There's where roughly 20 minutes of digging and mining trees gets you. Alright, so, yeah, I'm going to take this cobblestone over. I'm so tempted to use the elytra, but it's not that far. It's not far enough for it. Potatoes need harvesting. I'll work on that off camera because I want to stockpile a bunch before I get the villagers going. You've been on that flower for the past hour. Did not mean to rhyme that, but that bee has been on that flower for quite a while now. What are you doing up there, little frog? How did you get up there? Let's not do that. Alright, so we want some regular stone bricks. Because I decided that my block for this would be stone bricks. Even though it's kind of a harder build palette to work other blocks in with. I already have like 2 vanilla villages within not very far from here. So obviously there's the one where the breeder is, and then there's a spruce one over there. I wanted to make this one stand out just the tiniest bit more. Actually, I should probably change this out for smooth stone at some point, but 3 in, 3 in, 3 in, 3 in. There we go. This will be the center of the village. So there will be a... This might actually be too close. Well, I guess no one ever said that the center of the village had to actually be in the center of the village, did they? Nah, I don't think they did. I don't think no one's ever said that. Well, I can't really call it the center of the village now because I don't want this to overlap too terribly much into my home area. That's kind of nice how you can't see the potato field from here. I might move in with these villagers, actually. Because I don't entirely like looking at that potato field. I am going to bring this out a bit so we can have a path around that, conceivably. I am going to make a few stone shovels. I have stone. I'm going to make a few stone shovels so I can make a path around that and not wear out my diamond shovel. So I'm going to have the pathways in this village be too wide. Yeah. 2 wide paths because we're already short on space. It is so nice how you can turn the dirt into a path now. You used to not be able to. You used to have to wait until it turned to grass, and it was such a pain. But now that's a worry of the past, and it is great. So there we go. Sleep, 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 sleep. No mobs. We don't need those. I also need to find a dark oak forest. Actually, I think there's one straight that way. Because I did have Warlord on here to get some resources for me at one point. So I think there's a village that way. But we want a main... Crap. This will have to be 3 blocks. I didn't want to do 3 blocks because... reasons. I guess I can have the branches off of this be 2. Yeah, I guess we could always do that. But yeah, I basically want to get the... Well, here. Boop. Fail. 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 Boop. Maybe we can also work this terrain in here a bit. I mean, obviously that cave's got to go. But... maybe like a house down here by the water? Too dangerous. Too dangerous. Gotta think the villagers in this game are quite not smart. Yeah, so we really need to get some foundations in. Trying to remember the dimensions of the 3-bed house that I'm going to turn into 5-bed houses for this. Because we really need the villagers. I'm going to put it here, facing away from the village or village center. So bed, bed, or bed space, bed space, bed. Yeah. Then like that. So one of those. I'm going to put a little tower over here, which can house 3 villagers. Basically maximizing the amount of villagers per space is very, very, very key. So we want path to go this way. That still scares me sometimes when I'm not expecting it. Get rid of that. And these. Bring this path over here. Ooh, apple. Also, coming up with a variety of houses can be difficult. Is that a baby wolf? It is. That confused me for a minute. I saw... Wait a second. Is your head actually proportional to your body now? That's kind of weird. If it's not like that typical Minecraft thing where it actually has a full-size head on a smaller body, if it's that and I'm just not seeing it, that's a different thing, but because typically that's the way it works. Let's do a tower type thing over here just for a little bit of variety. Let's see. 2 wide house. It's 2 villagers. That's... I don't... 6 if I do it right. Oof. And another thing, don't put your villagers' workstations in a house with only 1 door. Very bad idea. I think this is going to be mainly farmers over here. I said I wasn't planning on doing districts, and I'm still kind of not. But Yeah, I'll build them a thing here. Nah, I might actually just do the thing I typically do and place their workstations outside. Let's see. I don't really want to go that way or that way too much. But yeah, I'm going to get this path done and then probably end the episode, because this is 40 minutes of doing not much but, well, this. That's a weird spawn. Oh, please don't be Mega Tree good. I would have hated if that was Giant Tree. A Giant Tree. That would have not been a very pleasant time. But yeah, let's log this out some more. And then in the episode. Because I want to get the village. I want to actually get started building the village. I'm not going to do that off camera. Actually, I might. Nah. I might do the librarian side of things, or the librarian's area off camera. Excuse me. Actually, I guess they're going to mix in with everyone else too, right? So. Yeah, I might just build separate areas or indoor areas for workstations. Because I don't really need to build the librarian separate houses. I guess I basically just need to build an area for living quarters and then an area for... Yeah, okay. If that's the case, let's have a decent sized house over here. And just shove a bunch of beds into it. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Now, actually, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Okay, good. My word of advice is always build in odd numbers, because if you don't build in odd numbers, you're going to have a double door. And it's better to have a single door, at least for stuff like this. But yeah, alright. With that area done, I'm going to probably get started on this next episode, because I want to do the wall. Also, I don't know why I'm gesturing. Once again, no camera. But we need to get the houses done, wall, and then, of course, light the area up so nothing spawns in here, and do that. We don't know why I did that. I did it because I felt like it, I guess. But yeah, we need to get the houses done, get the workshops, quote unquote, air quotes, I guess, workshops set up. And yeah, I'm going to need 3 of those, and I also have to take into account for expandability, because yeah, I'm going to take some notes off camera. But yeah, with that, I've been confined to 681. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched this point, leave a like, subscribe, do the typical YouTube stuffs that you're probably already familiar with. But yeah, I'm going to get some notes off camera about how many villagers we currently have that I'm planning to move up here, and how many buildings I need for workstations, and I also need to take into account expandability and stuff like that. And I hadn't thought about that until just now. So I've been a huge derp for not thinking about that. But with that being said, I've been confined to 68.1, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.